What term was coined by author Tom Wolfe to describe the spirit of the 70s? The you decade, the me decade, the us decade, the them decade. The me decade. The term describes a general attitude of Americans towards individualism and away from communitarianism, in contrast with the 1960s. The October War in 1973 was also known as the Hanukkah War, the Pesach War, the Rosh Hashanah War, the Yom Kippur War. The Yom Kippur War. The Israelis were taken by surprise when Egyptian and Syrian forces attacked on Yom Kippur, the Jewish Day of Atonement. After initial losses, Israeli forces managed to repel the invaders. Launched commercially in the 1970s, what type of devices were the VHS and Betamax? Musical amplifiers, two-way radios, video recorders, microwave ovens. Video recorders. JVC's VHS, Video Home System, and Sony's Betamax were the two rival technologies that first made home video recording widely affordable. What was the term coined to describe the 70s phenomenon of the simultaneous increase in inflation and unemployment? Inflatopression, stagflation, neo-consumerism, anarcho-syndicalism. Stagflation. In the US, the average annual inflation rate reached 13.29% in December 1979, and unemployment across the developed world soared as a result of a series of economic shocks, beginning with the oil crisis of 1973. What was the name of the landmark sitcom that told the story of Mary Richards, associate producer of a fictional TV station's 6 o'clock news? That Girl, Wonder Woman, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, The Auntie Jack Show. The Mary Tyler Moore Show. A central female character who was neither married nor dependent on a man was a rarity on American TV in the 1970s, leading to numerous publications citing The Mary Tyler Moore Show as a groundbreaking series in the era of second-wave feminism. The best-selling album of 1975, Rumours, was released by which musical act? Elton John, the Bee Gees, Simon and Garfunkel, Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac. Simon and Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water was the best-selling album of 1970. Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road was the top seller in 1974, and the Bee Gees' Saturday Night Fever soundtrack was number one in 1978. Who became Prime Minister of Britain in 1979? Harold Macmillan, Harold Wilson, Edward Heath, Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher. The Conservative Margaret Thatcher was Prime Minister of Britain from 1979 to 1990. What was the name given to the agreement signed by Egyptian President Anwar Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin on the 17th of September 1978? The Camp David Accords, the Treaty of Malta, the Sinai Détente, the Paris Accord. The Camp David Accords. The second of these frameworks, a framework for the conclusion of a peace treaty between Egypt and Israel, led directly to the 1979 Egypt-Israel peace treaty. Due to the agreement, Sadat and Begin received the shared 1978 Nobel Peace Prize. What type of facility, the first of its kind, was created by Aaron Pizzey in London in 1971? Drive-in off-licence, needle exchange, women's refuge, video rental shop. Women's Refuge. Pizzi and her colleagues opened the refuge in Chiswick, London, opening further facilities throughout the next few years. The first shelter in continental Europe opened in Amsterdam in 1974. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola and starring Al Pacino and Marlon Brando, which film won the Oscar for Best Film in 1972? The Deer Hunter, The French Connection, The Godfather Part 2. The Godfather. The French Connection won Best Movie in 1971, Godfather 2 in 1974, and The Deer Hunter in 1978. So how many did you get? Let us know in the comments. It's probably a bit easier if you were actually around in the 1970s. If you like the quiz, please give us a thumbs up, and for more How Well Do You Know quizzes, remember to subscribe.